Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today I want to have a quick discussion about what should you do if you test positive for COVID. And this goes for the PCR test, rapid test, at-home test, all COVID tests. If you test positive, even if it's just a tiny little faint line, that's a positive. I'm seeing stuff on social media, Facebook, Twitter, I think Instagram too, all social media platforms. I'm just seeing stuff that it's really concerning. It's bothering me. People saying, "Oh, I just tested positive for COVID," and they're out at a restaurant or something, and they're saying, "Can we sit outside?" Or someone's in line for ice cream or something, and they're saying, "Put your mask back on. You have COVID." Or they're in the grocery store. I mean, if you see someone wearing a mask at this point, I always advocate for mask wearing, but I really do question, if you see someone wearing a mask, are they wearing a mask because they have COVID? I mean, there's that few people. There's that little of the amount of people masking right now. So, if you test positive for COVID, please. I know the CDC says 5 days. That's not true. It shouldn't be 5 days. It should be until you test negative. So maybe you don't have a lot of at-home tests with you. Okay, fine. When that 5-day time period comes, guess what? You take another test. If it's still positive, guess what? You're still spreading COVID. You're still contagious. You need to continue quarantining until you test negative. Not because the CDC says 5 days. If you go by the CDC 5 days and you go out, guess what? You're going out and you're infecting another person. Additionally, if you test positive, maybe you're at higher risk. I think the first thing you should do is call your doctor's office. See if you should get on a monoclonal antibody or an antiviral like Paxlovid, Regeneron. Does Regeneron still work? I don't know. But tell your doctor that, hey, you just tested positive. What do you want me to do? Should I be taking anything special? But most importantly, you need to quarantine. And if you do test positive on an at-home test, please go out and get a PCR test through the drive-thru. Don't have contact with anyone. Go through the drive-thru at your local pharmacy if you can afford it. Not everyone can afford a PCR right now. They're expensive. I mean, not all insurances are covering it, but please, if you test positive, stay home. No, do not go to work sick. Do not, well, I don't feel all that bad. That's fine. I'm glad you're asymptomatic. But you need to stay home. You can't be going out when you're positive and spraying it to other people. There is too much spread going on right now. We need to get these numbers down. And one way by doing that is if you're positive or if you're feeling sick. Like another example, a lot of people are having all the classic symptoms of COVID right now, but they're just not testing positive on the at-home test or the PCR test. It's because BA.5 is super immune evasive. And because of that, the test that we're using right now was made for Wuhan 1.0 variant from 2020. The testing has not been updated to the latest variant, so therefore it's having trouble picking up these cases in some instances. So if you feel sick, stay home till you feel better. Assume you're positive. Just assume you're positive. But if you are positive, again, please don't go out there spreading COVID without a mask on or going out, well, I have COVID, but if I wear a mask, I'll be fine. No, you won't be fine. You're spreading it to other people. You're supposed to quarantine. Who remembers when quarantine was 14 days? Yeah, it was at one time. I'm not saying it should be. Quarantine should be based on each individual case. You should be quarantined until you test negative. And if you're still not feeling well afterwards, I mean, that's up to you. You can, maybe go back to work even though you're negative. But if you want to stay home until you feel better, that's fine too. But the point I'm trying to make is quarantine should be until you test negative. Not because, well, the CDC said 5 days. Look, I get it. The CDC is not on their ball game right now. I'm not anyway trying to minimize the CDC, but I'm saying they need to change their policy and update it to one that's an individual case basis, not a 5-day rule that is one for all, because that doesn't work, and this is leading to so many unnecessary cases. Okay? thank you for watching this. Remember to hit like and subscribe and share these videos, because we need to get the message out. We need to get the correct message out of the proper things that people need to be doing, since our leaders just don't want to spread that proper message. Thank you. Enjoy your day. Stay safe.